Welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door remake. We're in Petalburg. Anyway, this guy's still here. Letting you train your abilities, I guess. We have a couple more people to talk to, like you. I don't know. Old Man Scoo, no. Yeah, Koopas aren't people. What a strange, maybe racist toad. I'm joking, obviously. I beg your pardon. I don't know why I did that voice. How do you begin? Hello, Koops. I've seen you before. Strain's nervous, Koopa. Okay. She practically said, well, that happened. Anyway, we're on path to Swank Fortress. It's just more petal meadows. Just to the right this time. Got a star piece in that bush. Just checking around, see if there's like more items or coins or whatever. No first attack this time. But there is a Koopa Troopa this time. I'll give the Paragoomba. So, Goombella can tattle. It is a Koopa Troopa. They've been around forever. That's even more true now than it was. Flip them over and their defense drops to 0. Good to know. Tells us exactly what we need. You jump on them or use power blocks. And that much info is why after this I'm not going to like immediately show off the Talonlees. I think at the very least, after this, I'm gonna start putting them at the end of the video so that the game doesn't explain all bit of strategy about these battles. As you saw, there was a matching game. There's a casino-like thing. Don't tell Peggy. Yeah, if you get 3 of that, you get like certain things happen. Anyway, the Koopa is easy to deal with once we flipped over. I will still be doing tattles just because it's a thing to do. 100% and whatnot. But yeah, I'll only be showing them like at the end of videos after this. Because otherwise it just has the game explain the strategy. It does my job for me, almost. And I guess that's kind of forcing you to battle some Koopas, no matter what you do. Can't flee this fight for some reason. Oh, no, it's a different tutorial. There's no way he's gonna throw this. That's the only reason his rocks exist. But yeah, in the middle of battles, if you see an enemy with a, like in the background with an item that can hit you, you can do that so you can avoid getting hit by it. The audience members can occasionally hurt you. We're going through a lot of things in this battle. What's this? Wait for it. Yeah, sometimes even the background can attack. I mean, we are in a play-like setting, so that's a pretty cool thing to do. We have an excess amount of fire flowers, and like, let's avoid getting hit no matter what we do. Fire flowers ignore defense, by the way. Anyway, Goombella also said, because we went through a lot of tutorializing right there, sometimes the audience members can have helpful items too. So that's like, there's like a kind of bit of a risk-reward system too when that happens. You can also only do that when it's like, it'll just suddenly appear like when you make your turn. It's not like, here we go, like that. This was a mistake, I shouldn't have done that. The toad had a heart. And I broke its heart. I am evil. Now I realize I made a mistake. Because I've defeated the enemy, the Goomba with Mario, and flipped over the Koopa with Goombella. Instead, I will get hurt. Unless I do the more advanced B accent command to try to, like, counter. There are a good amount of options. I'm far more likely to do the A action command for defense, but like, there's quite a bit to this game. In terms of what you can do. And what you can master, I guess. Thankfully, the Koopa Troop has been down for a while. No plans to get it up, apparently. And we got a POW block, because that enemy had a POW block. And we got another POW block. Getting a lot of good items very easily. Yep. And here, some strange things on these pillars. Pedestals, whatever. 1,000 years ago. What should we do? Well, there's only one thing to check. Okay. This was your idea, Goombella. It's all your fault. It has some defense, so that's not gonna work out. Yeah, these are bald clefts. Let's just say it has a good amount of defense. Even our hammer won't be enough. However, there are items which conveniently ignore defense. This does at the very least do a good job of giving you good reason to like, use your items. They're telling us to avoid enemies if needed. Showing off how power blocks can also knock them over. More coins, more enemies. We will actually avoid that one. It's just a Paragoomba. More POW blocks. Do you really want us to use these? Okay. These enemies look particularly strange. What to do? What are you strange things called again? These are bristles. And unlike before, there's even less options because the fire flower won't work. However, I wanted to show off their attacks this time. Thankfully, they're not powerful. They just have strong defense. But there's one way around defense, and it's the same thing as before. It's kind of an awkward fight. The fight is either use the one item that works or lose. No, Goomba's in danger. So it's a good time to use a mushroom. Now there'll be a thing in a second that will make that kind of a non-issue, but oh well. Got another fire flower. Really like those diagrams. And an in coupon. Which makes it so we don't have to pay for an in one time. Neat. So I saw that item on that Koopa and decided, no, it's not worth letting him attack. sleepy sheep. This puts all enemies to sleep. It's a good thing to have. I nearly missed out coin. Anyway, you can see in there, there's like 5 coins on that little block. Anyway, as I was saying before, hit this, pay 5 coins, and your HP and FP are healed. That's what I just said, game. Yeah, so either your stats are full, or you don't have the coins, you can't use it. And look at the little sleepy heart in it. How charming. I do love how detailed this is. I don't remember if it was this detailed in the original game. Probably not. I guess so. You know a lot, Goombella. And if we check this... It's awake! Oh no! Contestants! Well, I'll do just that. Thank you for elaborating. Ooh ha ha. Indeed. The 65th trivia quiz off, of course. The ultimate trap. Trivia. What's hidden? Yes, the sun and moonstones. We're gonna evolve a Clefairy and... I don't know, something else. Mario's like, could it be? It's correct, hooray. Except you're gonna ask a bunch of questions. It will test your memory of things that have happened in the game so far. The mayor's name is, I believe, Croup. Yep, so far so good. Tell me now, where's the crystal star? Go through a pipe. Race in a cart, of course. It can't be true. Oh no, near impossible. We're doomed. That's not a very difficult question. It is right. Hooray, we're the winner! We're celebrating to no one. And we guess we did. So two things I want to bring up. One, that was the 65th one, and because the previous game that was on N64 was the 64th one. That's funny. Second thing is that these have to have been influenced by Banjo-Kazooie, right? I thought it may be a coincidence that they did a joke trivia off in a video game, even though in the first game it's like also near the end, because there's another thing right in the final boss area. But also they just did a bunch of random puzzle pieces, so like, I have to believe they were influenced by Banjo-Kazooie when doing this one specific thing. That's a weird coincidence if not. And are we new enemies? Battling fuzzies? The thing about them is they have very specific timing. If you don't get it right, they can also take your HP. So they can heal along with hurting you. Yeah, that... Should we? That seems a bit excessive. Also, if we do that, we could only do 2 HP with it. Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. Kinda interesting is that in actual normal Mario games, these guys are like invincible pretty much. But here they're just like normal enemies. So I do a weaker hammer just because I thought it'd be quicker. Let's try to get past them into the sewers, I guess, of this great fortress or whatever. Thankfully, they're just... I guess they're not literally paper, or else they'd be pretty doomed going through water, right? That wouldn't be ideal. Got the moonstone. Hooray. Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. Get the thing, get immediately attacked. And we can't flee this fight, and there's 4 of them. Though there is an easy way to get through it. When the low numbers make strategy pretty easy to figure out. No problem. Obviously, at some point, using an item and winning the battle is not going to be how things work all the time. Just run away from that one. We don't need to fight every enemy. Maybe we go to the right. They have the multi-bounce badge. Attack multiple foes in order with properly done multi-attack. Okay. There's 2 of these I always mix up. I think this is the one. Yeah, you jump forward and you attack each enemy once. But you need the good timing. Couldn't run away from all of them. This time we have Koopa Troopas in the audience. I'm not 100% sure what differences there are between the audience members, other than aesthetic. Instead, we're just gonna run away. Press A to make sure to guarantee it. For some reason, you don't lose coins, I don't think, in this one. It's a weird thing to do. You want to see the sun again? Well, good news, I guess. Yep, more Fuzzy's attack. Unsurprising, I guess. And I said, why not? Let's make things simple. Alright, got both stones, so we can just leave now. No problem. Run, run, run. Now, because of what happens next, arguably it'd be the smarter move to fight these enemies and level up. We make our way through, and there's another one. Unique looking one. Got another mini boss here. The gold fuzzy. Now it's mostly just like a normal fuzzy, except with more HP, and it doesn't do the HP sucking attack. It just does attacks. Very simple. Too simple. Yes, we are, I guess. Maybe you're just weak. Oh god. Now we're fighting an army! That's an absurd amount of sprites. Now this has a pretty deadly attack. But you need consistent good timing, or else you're just gonna take a bunch of 1 damage. Like that. Not ideal. We got a mushroom because we didn't attack. Great. We did do multi-bounce, but it only did 1 damage across for each of them. And obviously we need to do something so Goombella doesn't die. Here we go again. You kind of need the defense. Yeah, block. That's the word I'm looking for. You need to block, like slightly before you get hit. The timing's very specific like that. But anyway, there's a much easier way to deal with this. try to figure out how I want to do this. Because you could just defeat the giant fuzzy horde. But the much simpler solution is just to take out this golden guy. There's one little fuzzy. And as soon as we defeat it, they all just leave. Hooray. Gonna do FP this time? That makes sense. Me, erg. And they all just disappear. By the way, the cool thing with like showing so many enemy sprites, that is in the original game. It's not just for the remake. But anyway, that's dealt with. So, we have the stones. Next time, go into the castle. See you there.